Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Beat the Book. As always, I am your boy, Big Al Better. Thank you guys for coming back to the channel. In this one, we're going to be going over the final game of the final two play-in tournament games, right? So this is, I'm recording this Thursday night. You guys will see this Thursday night / Friday morning, whenever I do end up posting it. But we got Friday games, and then on Friday night, I'll be posting my, first video for the actual playoff round starting Saturday. So, it's a great time to be alive. It's a great time to be betting on basketball. This is when basketball gets fun. This is when you want to be watching it. This is when I love watching it and betting on it, obviously. So, anyway, let's recap the second night of games. The 9s and 10s both played. Unfortunately for us, so our first night was really good with betting, the 7-8s round. The 9 and 10, not so good. So we had the Heat, the Bulls game, right? We were on the Bulls -1. The Heat obviously came out and they just stonewalled them, right? They killed them. And then we were on the over 219. Unfortunately, the game gets to, I believe it was 215. What is oh man, they got to 199. So it wasn't necessarily as close as I thought. My thesis on betting the Bulls was that the Bulls would play fast, and the quickness and the pace they played with would keep Miami kind of trying to keep up, and that would boost the score. That obviously did not end up happening. So we lose that bet, unfortunately. On the 4-pick parlay that we had, because we've been giving those ones out for you guys for each game. We had Vucevic for 10 rebounds. He cashed. We had Kobe White for 20 points. He ended with 17. He shot 20 times and only made 5 buckets. I think it was actually more than 20 times. I got it pulled up right here. Let me just pull this up real quick just because it was insane. The amount of shots he had on goal was absolutely stupid. Kobe White, 5 of 20 from the field. Ridiculous. He shot 12 3-pointers, only made 3. That was 9 of his points. And he ended with 17. So we were right there. It's like he shot 12 threes. If we just made one more, we hit the 20 points. So anyway, that was crazy. Then we had Josh Giddey for 20 points. He ended up getting to 25 or 27, whatever it was. And then we had Bam Adebayo for 18 points. He had 15. And I thought for sure he would hit it because he was at 12 when the fourth quarter started. I was like, for sure he'll get there. And he ended up, I think he made it 2. He got fouled, split his free throws, and that's how he got to the 15. So unfortunately, we got 2 of 4 on the 4-pick parlay, so that doesn't cash either. Moving over to the night game, the later evening game, we had the Kings and the Mavericks playing, right? Obviously, once again, this game was pretty lopsided as well. We were on the Kings -4.5. I just thought with Levine and DeRozan, the way they've been playing, with Sabonis back, no Monk, but I just felt like the Kings would be able to play to a pace that would keep the Mavericks on their hind legs the whole time. That did not happen at all. It was Mavericks all day, every day. It sucks, too, because the line opened at 5.5, and I was on the Mavs plus 5.5, but it moved to 4.5. So I was like, okay, let's take the Kings. Stupid of me. I should have just stuck with my gut originally, right? But we were on the Kings -4.5. That does not cash. We were on the over on that one. 215.5 is what the line was. That one did cash. They got up to 226. So we split on that game, but we take both L's on the first game. So 25% night, that's not great. On this 4-pick parlay, because I don't include the 4-pick parlays and kind of, like I said, we put bigger bets on the actual games that we do with the 4-picks. But anyway, on this 4-pick parlay, we had DeRozan for 5 assists. That does not cash. We had DeRozan for 25 points. He had 33. We had Zach LaVine for 25 points. He gets 20. And then we had AD for 25 points. He got to 27. So we got 2 of 2 on that one. 2 of 4, rather, on that one as well. So unfortunately, just not a great night for us. The other night was much better. So we look to bounce back going into the final play-in tournament games. We got 2 great games, 4 pretty good teams. So let's hop into this without wasting too much time. So I'm going to switch the screen over here. We're going to pull up the games. As you guys know, if you've been watching, I use DraftKings. It's the book closest to me. I don't have access to online gambling, so I can't use all the books. But as always, if you guys can use different books, play across the boards. If you guys like Miami at -1 and there's a book that has a +1, obviously that's where the money is better to take them. Or if you like the Atlanta +1 and you can get a +2 or +3, then that's why you shop around books to get the best line. It can be the difference between being profitable and not. So anyway, the Heat, the Hawks. The line right here is 1 on DraftKings. Over/under set at 219.5. So for this game, we're going to end up being on. I'll tackle the spread first. We're going to be on the Heat -1. Okay. On the series, the Heat Bulls, right? I believe they split 2-2, right? I'm going to double check that here. I've got it on my phone. But I'm 98% certain. I was looking at it earlier when I was, putting all this together. They split the series. The Heat won the last 2 of the series. The Hawks won the first 2. Okay, there were only 3 games. This is Heat Bulls. Well done, Al. This is quite the professional situation we got going on here, guys. You can roast me in the comments for this one. I had it all pulled together, and then here we go, falling apart because I needed to go check on the stats for the other thing. Okay, let me pull this up real quick. Pardon the freaking delay here. Okay, yeah, so the Hawks won the first two, 120, 110, 98, 86. Then the last two, which was on February 26th and on March 27th, the Heat won both of those, 131, 109, 122, 112. So for this one, we're going to be on the Heat. They took care of business down the stretch. This one was a tough one to kind of find stats for. A lot of the stars played, but like Okongwu didn't play in the first game. George Niang, I don't even know if he was on the team, but he didn't play in the first game. Dyson Daniels didn't play in the first game. Trey played all the games. Adebayo and Hero all played all the games. So for that one, so kind of the stars, if you will, of the teams they played. But yeah, so you had the Heat win two, the Hawks win two. The Hawks held serve at home, the Heat held serve at home. So that is kind of the dicey situation here. But I don't know if you guys watched both those games. The Hawks didn't look like they'd do anything against Orlando, and the Heat looked really good against the Bulls. They kind of held them in check, and the Bulls had been a team that was scoring lots of points. So my thesis, my philosophy on this game is that the Heat defense is going to be similar to Orlando's defense. They're going to stifle the not the Bulls. They're going to stifle the Hawks offense enough, and Hero's probably going to play out of his mind again and make enough plays to keep the Heat in the lead and make it tough for the Hawks to score. So that's why I like the Heat in this one. I think that their defense will end up being the difference in the game, and they can end up taking a big lead. And if you look at the last two they played against them, 131, 109. Obviously, the Heat did enough to keep the Hawks at 109. And then the last game they played, March 27th, not too long ago, literally less than a month ago, 112, 122. The Heat went by 10. And they hold the Hawks to 112. So I think that is the recipe for success, and I think that is going to end up being how we see this game play out. At least that's, in my mind, how that works out. So then in the spirit of that, we're going to be on the over just because of all the games they played, 3 of the 4 went to the over this number. So I like that there. Obviously, Tyler Hero played out of his mind. And the Hawks are going to be fired up after Trey getting that double technical, yada yada yada. So anyway, so that's our plays for this game. We're on the over 219.5 because 3 of the 4 games they played in the regular season were over that number, and we are on the Heat -1 because they ended up winning the last 2, and I think they have that recipe kind of like Orlando to beat this team. If I'm wrong, I'll be happy. I'm not be happy because we want to hit our bets, but like either of these teams in the playoffs will be fun to watch. So I'm not like rooting against the Hawks. It's just this is how I see the game playing out. So anyway, let's hop into the 4-pick parlay real quick. We will switch screens here so I can build this for you guys. Bada bing, we'll hop into this game. We're gonna go to same game parlay. So for this one, we're gonna go to rebounds, right? We're gonna take over-unders. We got to scroll all the way down. We got Trey Young rebounds over, and his line set at 2.5. We're going to be on the under. Now, it's plus money, as you guys might see. Now, listen, in the 4 games they played, right? Trey Young, 1 rebound, 3 rebounds, 2 rebounds, 2 rebounds. He only got over this number 1 time. I'm going to trust that in this game he doesn't get over. He trusts his teammates to rebound for him, and he doesn't get over this number. So that's the first leg of this parlay, okay? Next, we're going to be going over to Dyson Daniels on the player combos. He did not get over this number last time, so we're gonna just trust that again all the way to the bottom. We got Dyson Daniels, points plus assists at 17.5 again. We're on the under again. He did not get over this number in the last game against Magic. I don't think he gets over this game again. Now, in the games he played against these guys, for points, rebounds, or points plus assists rather, he had 12, 23, and 12. So he only got over this number 1 time against them. I'm going to trust we get closer to a 12 this time again, and we don't get closer to that 23. So I love the 17.5. It's also a plus money play. So this is great. Next line, we got, we're just sticking right down here in points plus assists. We're going Tyler Hero. Points plus assists, his line set at 30.5. We're on the over, okay? 30.5. Tyler Hero in the games against these guys, 38, 14, 34, and 40. So only 1 game did he stay under this number. So I like this over here, and the other game, the closest he got to like being 34, aside from the 114, which was the 1 outlier game, right? So I like that here. And then the last one is Trey Young, points plus assists. His line set super high at 36.5. We're gonna be on the under, okay? Trey Young in the games against this team, 26, 25, 25, and then he had 141, and that was the last one they played against these guys. So only one time did he go over this number. Obviously super inflated because they expect a big game from Trae Young. Like they think he's going to drop 36 points. I don't know if that's going to happen. His point lines against these guys: 11, 11, 17, 29. I think they're going to do everything they can to not let Trae Young beat them. And so I could honestly see this one feels great. And as you guys can see on the board, it's plus 1,300 over on DraftKings. So just awesome odds you get on this thing. And we don't need too many things. I think the diciest thing on this parlay is the Trae Young under 2.5 rebounds, because like he could get 2 rebounds in the first quarter, and then it's like we're just sitting there praying, like please don't let him get a third. So this is going to be the parlay. This is what we're taking. I love it. And yeah, that's your 4-pick parlay for this one. So just to recap, even though I just got rid of it, it's Trae Young under 2.5 rebounds, Dyson Daniels under 17.5 points plus assists, Trae Young under 36.5 points plus assists, and Tyler Hero over 30.5 points plus assists. And that is your 4-pick parlay. It pays out plus 1,300 over on DraftKings. So 13 extra money. That feels like a really good one. So I'm kind of in love with it. Next, we're gonna hop into the second game of the night, which is the last game of the night. Let's go ahead and transition over. Boom, we're right back here. It's the Mavericks, the Grizzlies, 6-point spread, which seems a touch high, right? Over under set at 221.5. For this one, we're gonna be on the over 221.5. They once again, just kind of like with this Heat Hawks, right? I'm pulling it up on my phone, so forgive me guys for this unprofessional. Usually I've got it a little more dialed in than this, but okay. So we got the Mavericks, right? Mavericks Grizzlies. I believe they went over this number in every game they played this year. When I was looking it up earlier, let me pull it back up here. Boom, boom, boom. Regular season series. Yeah, so you got 237, 223, 233, and 229. So all 4 games went over this. Now, the X factor in all of that mathematics and data is Anthony Davis didn't play in any of these games. Okay, John Morant, Bane, they were kind of in and out of the lineup. Jaren Jackson even missed some time, right? So you don't even have straight data on how Anthony Davis affects this. So if you guys are on the side of Anthony Davis is a huge defensive piece and he's going to change the math of all of this, which he should, but if you think defensively he's going to keep the score lower, then obviously if you guys are leaning to the under, take the under. For me personally, I can't look at 4 games all going over and be like, yeah, I'm on the under. And I get it's the playoffs, but for me, I'm on the over, and that's the reason why. As far as the spread, six points seems like a lot to me. I'm going to be on Anthony Davis. Now, the thing is, the Grizz won 3 of the 4 games, right? And in all the ones they won, they covered this number. But once again, no Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis is a big X factor that is going to be able to keep this game close. I think it ends up being like a 5-point game, kind of like that Warriors game was, where, you know, it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then at the end there's enough free throws or what have you, some bad possessions to let it happen. And the Grizz can win this game. They could win by 3, 4, 5, right? And we still hit. So, but I think the Mavs, watching that game where they played against the Kings, they dominated in the paint. Edey's going to be a problem because he's 7'4", 300 pounds. Like, he's not, you know, Sabonis. Not that there's any hate against Sabonis, but he's just a bigger threat in there. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting game, but I think the 6 points feels like a bit too much. Maybe the book's trying to trap us in there, but I like the Mavs plus 6. So we're on the Mavs plus 6 and the over 221.5. As far as the 4-pick parlay for this game goes, right? We're going to take Klay Thompson, 20 plus PRA. Let me just switch the screen here and I'll build it real quick just so you guys can see this. I don't know if you guys like this. If you don't, let me know in the comments. If you don't need to see it, then I'll stop doing it. But for me, I think it's kind of cool for you guys to be able to see it. Helps me throw it in a short later, you know. But anyway, so we're going to go to player combos. Boom. We're going to go Klay Thompson, 20 plus PRA, right? Not too crazy. He had a pretty good game the other night. He went for 23 points. He had some assists. He had some rebounds. So he went, I think it was kind of closer to 30 PRA. But we're going to take it for 20 PRAs. It's a simple bet. It's just freaking, you know, minus 125. That's a pretty simple deal. He'll hit some threes. He's been the main ball carrier, or at least he was in the last game. I'm assuming they're going to keep the same kind of approach, right? And it's Klay Thompson, right? One of the best shooters in history. Okay, next we're going to go to just points, right? We got player points, boom, boom, boom. We got Desmond Bane for 20 plus points. I don't know if you guys watched the other game where they lost the Warriors. He was balling. He had 33 points in that game. I think he goes off and does kind of similar things, right? Next, we're going to take John Morant, wherever that guy's at, 25 plus points, right? And these guys did pop off against the the Mavs during the season. Now, like once again, having Anthony Davis in kind of changes the math a little bit, but Ja Morant's a pure scorer. He knows what he's doing. You know, it's the playoffs. He's going to show up. As long as and he would have had like he had 23 against the Warriors. He would have gotten over this number if he hadn't twisted his ankle there. So I'm expecting him to come in mostly full health and really do his thing. So 25 plus points there for him. And then our final line is going to be, this is the diciest one, but it feels pretty like we're going to roll the dice on it. So we're going to go down to over-unders. Zach Edey, his line set at 12.5 rebounds. He got over this number the last time they played the Grizz, right? Or last time they played the Mavs. No Anthony Davis in the picture. It's much harder to rebound with Anthony Davis in the picture. Gafford, Lively, all those boys. So we're going to be on the under, right? It's parlays plus 575 over on DraftKings. To recap, okay, here we go. We got Klay Thompson, 20 plus points, rebounds, plus assists, coming off of a game where he had 23 points. Okay, so we get points, we get rebounds and assists in there. It feels like a good one. Okay, then we got Desmond Bane, 20 points, coming off a 30-point game against Golden State, and they lost, so he's going to be fired up, ready to go. Ja Morant, 25 plus points, he had 23 against Warriors, and he got hurt. If he didn't get hurt, he would have gotten over this number. And then our last one is Zach Edey, under 12.5, simply because I think Anthony Davis is going to get a lot of the rebounds, and with Gafford and Lively in there, they're going to be able to box him out and keep him out of the equation. This thing pays out plus 575 over on DraftKings. I feel really good about it, and hopefully this one hits for us. Like I said, the Zach Edey pick, it is dicey, but I feel like the way that the Mavs played that game against the Kings, they just went really big, and they crowded out the paint, and they forced you to shoot from the outside. Now, the difference between the Kings and the Grizz is the Grizz have more shooters that can shoot. Jaren Jackson will shoot from the outside. He'll shoot mid-range. Bane can shoot from the outside. You know, they've got more pieces of players that can actually make you pay from the outside, whereas the Kings were kind of just mitigated, couldn't get any penetration. Sabonis really wasn't too much of a factor in that game. It was kind of weird. I thought they should have run more Sabonis and Valanciunas in there at the same time to kind of like combat the bigs of like Gafford and Lively and AD, but they didn't really. It was like if Sabonis was in, Valanciunas wasn't. If Valanciunas was in, Sabonis. I thought they should have had them both in there with DeRozan but whatever. That's, you know, what do we know about basketball? We're just freaking out here giving out picks to bet on, right? So anyway, that's our picks for this game, guys. Like I said, these last two games should be awesome, and then we're into the real games that matter. So as always, thank you guys for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Check out the shorts. Our boy Matty Betts on the channel. He's going to be doing NHL playoffs. He's doing big videos just like this one where he's breaking down the games, and he'll be doing his shorts with his parlays, picks, yada, yada, yada. So keep tuned for that if you guys are into NHL and you're going to bet on NHL. As far as NBA, we're going to have videos every single day. As long as there's games, we're going to have videos. So keep an eye out for it. About 24 hours from now, we're going to be putting out the Saturday's games. So like I said, thank you guys for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends, and yeah, we're just gonna keep rolling, baby. It's a great time to be alive. So thank you guys as always. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.